Giving is a natural flow of loving, living energy. To truly live is to sincerely, unconditionally love. And to truly love is to give. In the giving, there is joy. As with the earth, it is natural for us to give. Continuously giving, we will forever receive. When we give unconditionally and generously, the energy is a continuous circular flow, and all of life is provided for. When conditions are made, love refuses to grow. Feelings cool, walls start to be built, and soon scarcity is born. What is meant by economics in this presentation is a social system concerned chiefly with production, distribution, and the consumption of goods and services. Different economic systems give various degrees of freedom and produce different social relationships. The slave-master paradigm dominant in civilization today uses different forms of currency as indirect exchange. This indirect exchange enables inequality and inequity, helps to keep the masters in power. Money is more of an imprisoner than it is a liberator. It is impersonal and does not help develop relationships or strong communities. It helps to create division in communities and separates us from the living earth, producing madness, discord, conflict, and a world where some feast while others starve. In this dystopian economic system, bartering was developed as a direct means of exchange. It was a way to help compensate for the unfairness of the capitalistic system built on slavery. It did make deals for goods and services more personal. However, it was still based on the product's value, not the value of the personal relationship. In other words, love in a barter relationship is not a factor. And this brings us to our original economic system, love economics, also called gift economics or gift economy. Whatever words you wish to put on it, it is based on love. True love is a love of giving, and where there is no love is in expecting something in return. Lovingly giving is the natural flow of the cosmos of life. We all want to love each other. Love is the core of what naturally drives us. Fear creates walls and boundaries and hinders the natural flow of love and giving. And from this fear, insanity, doubt, and confusion of spirit sets in as one of the first divisions of oneness born from the development of economic systems. Fear also moves our center of awareness from the heart and being lovingly child-centered to the mind and becoming egotistical and self-centered. When the people's awareness moved from the heart to the mind, they had to become aware of loving and giving instead of simply flowing with the love they feel for each other. Although the first economic system, gift economics, was a small division from the oneness due to this imaginary separation, it was still created out of loving mindfulness. And the awareness they had to be mindful of was that the gift might come through the hands of a friend, but it is the Great Spirit who is to be shown gratitude towards. The original caretakers of Mother Earth shown gratitude not to the person who delivered the gift, but to the source, the life force that flows in all that exists. The giving of love and the love of giving as love economics can form strong communities and relationships of compassionate individuals who will give, love, and share with each other. In a gift economy, the relationships people have with each other is what is most consequential. Not so much the products or services. The products or service is given to help the recipient and not given to get anything in exchange. The joy is in the giving. As you help others meet their needs, wants, and desires, yours is being met by still others. A loving web of interdependency forms, giving both freedom and security in knowing you are not alone and others care about you as you care about them. In this bonding, there is trust and compassion. As a desire to help each other grows, it is passed forward. An inclusive circle of friends forms, becoming a strong, supportive community based on compassion. Passing forward is a fundamental part of gift economics. The energy of giving is never stagnant and is always in motion. The energy or spirit of giving can go in at least 3 different directions. One is to give a gift to those who gave to you. Then there is giving to the spirit world. And lastly is passing it forward. Passing it forward in the physical material world expands its energy and makes the circle of giving more inclusive. It is very much the same way that the earth gives. We can observe life-giving cycles in every aspect of nature. All of our living earth, except most of our species, is symbiotic. The inclusivity of passing a gift or the spirit of giving forward aligns energetically with the earth's harmonious life-supporting cycles. In this alignment, the flow of giving is continuous, and what you give is constantly returned to you to give again. Passing it forward often returns gifts to you from people you don't know or are just getting to know in ways you would not always expect. Passing it forward brings the energy or spirit of giving out of your familiar circles to those who need it the most and are people you have yet to know. Passing it forward is one means of promoting giving as a social norm. The more people that do it, the more normal it will be. And the gifts and the beauty of life will be enjoyed by more and more people freely. As equally as important as giving is the art of receiving. The art of receiving, as it was initially, was the means of being open to the natural flow of giving. In this action of receiving, there was never judgment, guilt, or a need to reciprocate. In the civilized world, these negative feelings around receiving arise from a denial of divinity. It is a belief that one is not worthy, or they have feelings of guilt and they feel obligated to give back. Negative energy or feelings around receiving hinders the natural flow of giving. The inability to receive is rooted in a lack of self-love. If this is the case with you, you must change and perceive yourself differently. Learn to love yourself and know you are worthy. Receiving comes in many forms, not just as material gifts, but in services, needed help, compliments, recognition, love, and even constructive criticism. These gifts were received without condition, judgment, or obligation. In gratitude, acknowledgement, and joy, the original caretakers of this planet received all gifts. These gifts come in many ways, not just from friends and family. They come from our four-legged relatives, our relatives with wings and those with fins, the earth herself, the sun, and the cosmos, and so on. If you are blocked to receiving, you'll be cut off from the flow of life, and your life will be short. Giving and allowing yourself to receive is a form of love. So when you are not allowing yourself to receive gifts, what you are really rejecting is love. Rejecting love is denying the divinity and your interconnection with others, which is in essence love. One of the difficulties in receiving is trusting the motives of the giver. This distrust was not a problem with the original tribes, the initial caretakers of this planet. Trust was a given with them. No conditions were made because they profoundly understood the energy of giving and loving. No gift was ever denied, and if it was not needed, it was passed on to someone who would need it. Every gift was never thrown away or left to collect dust. In the civilized world, there is much to unlearn to access this higher form of loving wholly and unconditionally in the art of receiving. Over the millennium, the art of receiving and the art of giving have changed to reflect the different cultures and the influences of less trust and less connectedness. On the other side of receiving is the art of giving. The original caretakers of Mother Earth did not have to give gifts of need because everything belonged to everyone and they all worked for each other joyfully and collectively. They did, however, give gifts of want and desire as expressions of love. Gifts were an addition to their basic needs, not a necessity. The giving of gifts was often done during the 8 Sabbats, birthdays, and even full moons. It did not need to be a special occasion, but it was believed that the giving was enhanced if it was. After the time of darkness and the difficult times that followed, they would give gifts of need out of need, and formal means of exchange developed as the first economic systems. It was still an act of kind compassion. However, it was one step removed from the oneness that existed before the time of darkness, before the people knew fear, lost their way. Fear, trust was not as strong and no longer universally unconditional. Giving became associated with status as time passed, and a hierarchical social system developed, with those who could afford to give the most at the top. Gifts were also exchanged between people of different tribes. Sometimes people from one tribe would travel long distances to give gifts to another tribe. This bonding of multi-tribal relationships assured peace. Halfway through the time of the matriarch, the seeds of the patriarch started to sprout, and competition was introduced into gift economics. As one example, in such competitive systems, one who receives a gift must always give a greater gift to those who gave it. If they cannot give greater value, the relationship ends. In this stage of the development of gift economics, love takes the back seat, whereas before it was in the drivers. Love was, up until this point, the driving force behind gift economics. This detachment from love left the door open for indirect means of exchange, in other words, money. With that came more corruption and much more crime. Bartering developed as a response to this indirect means of exchange. However, as expressed earlier, love was not a consideration. A return to love economics will assure that everyone will be compassionately and joyfully provided for. To return to how we were when we shared everything and gave each other beautiful gifts of love is a matter of remembering through our hearts. As an expression of your heart, you can give as needed and support free community projects such as food shelves, free meals, community gardens, libraries, free resource centers, etc. It also takes creating opportunities to give generously and spread the love. Free markets are one means of normalizing a gift economy. Combining it with a farmer's market is one way of moving it into normality. Although farmers markets may be best, they can be combined with any fair or community events. Gifting circles are a means of making life easier for those you love and care about. They can be created in many ways depending on the needs of the circle of friends and family. These were just a few ways in which gift economics today can help get you back to a more beautiful and loving life. In the description for this video, I listed some resources for studying and using to help you on the road to a freer world.